And then, from there, it was just like, okay, this is great. Then getting into a specialized unit,
Hmm.
then taking that background I had with physical fitness and health and whatnot, and then making that into a career by becoming a trainer. That was in '91 before I became a cop and like that. And I just did it part time while I was going to school. And I tell everyone, look, school's hard. When you're paying for yourself, you take a semester off to make more money, then you go on. And the hardest thing is going back.
Yeah.
And that was the whole thing. Like once you get in, like a majority of like I was talking to a lawyer. It was funny, a lawyer friend of mine. He was like, "Hey, remember when we worked at that club together?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I remember that." It was like, "Yeah, you were just going to law school." It was like, "Yeah." It was like, how we all had part-time jobs to pay
Hmm.
for this, pay for that, and get us to where we are now. And that was the whole thing. Like when I was doing the lifeguarding thing, I was working at a gym as a basically floor staff. I would wipe the stuff down, harder weights, and when people need a spotter, never thinking about being a trainer. And then someone said to me, like, hey, dude, I did always the closing shift. The same
Hmm.
thing. I could do my homework at the desk when not, no one ever really bothered me. No one really needed a spot. If they did, they came over and grabbed me at this little fitness desk there. But this guy came over and said, hey, I noticed you're in really great shape. And I
Hmm.
said, okay, yeah. And he was just like, I want to do what you do. And I was like, I don't understand. He's like, you know what a personal trainer is? And he explained it to me. He said, I just want to shadow you when you come and work out. Can I just follow you along? And if you
Hmm.
want, I'll pay you $20. And I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. I didn't even think about that. And I'm like, all right, no problem. And that's how I got into the personal training business. Basically, just my physique and the way my attitude was. And then I wanted to learn more about the human body.
Hmm.
So I took it the next from getting my bachelor's to getting my master's in, kinesiology, biomechanics, or exercise science. And then just learning as I go and keeping up on things.